hanging branch. Good morning, everybody. My name is Osa, and surprise, it's Monday. It's a holiday. I didn't realise, so I didn't tell anyone I was streaming today. But I am. Oh, breaks. So, we are really going to start off from exactly where I left off yesterday, because, well, I didn't do anything yesterday afternoon. Sometimes I will play on a Sunday or Saturday or Sunday afternoon, just to, just to get things to a convenient point. Why aren't you connecting? I guess I'm getting out and doing... Oh, now I am. Who knew? So, it is literally... I have finished all of the work that I was doing on Saturday, and that's as far as I got. So field 64 got planted, and it doesn't need to be rolled. It wasn't mulched, so it's not purple. It's probably... I might get weeds. It might think that this is actually... was ploughed, and so there's never going to be any weeds on it. It does need fertilizer. If we go back here, we know what the soil types are. The pH is good, but fertilizer levels compared with some of our other fields, obviously not the grass fields because that's as high as they go. This is well low for corn, so we have to top that up. But we'll wait till the corn emerges before we get round to that one. Environmental scores. Oh, this field sucks. Some of these fields, as I said, we didn't fertilise them last year like we should have done, which is why they've got a lower nitrogen score, which only updates when you harvest. This field, it's kind of a write-off. There's nothing we can do about it. I had it up to 99. The cows eat the grass. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to jump out here. Cow food levels are getting very low. I think they were 110,000 this morning. They are now down to 76,000. So we should have some left by the end of the day, but it's not going to be a lot. So what I really... Oh, yeah, I left the engine running on the fence. What we really need to do now is let's get out there and seriously, come on, drop the weight. There we go. I do have quite a lot of problems with the control panel now. On the pick up and put down equipment button that's Q on the regular keyboard. So I might start sort of cross-training myself to get more used to using the Q. Yeah. And of course it does pick up and drop things when I don't want it to. First time. Anyway, contracts. We have nothing left to do on our farm, but there are a lot of contracts. I've also loaded the time-saving stock check, so we can now see that the value of butter we have, I don't know what that means. Basically it tells us what month the maximum thing happens, where we can sell stuff, and what the current stock value is, how much we have, and what the current price is. So we can now see our soybeans. We have, I don't believe we've got 240. Where have we got 240,000 litres of soybeans? That's weird. And it thinks that the best month for that is July, and we can sell it at the grain elevator current values. That's confusing because I only see 80,000 there. We do have an awful lot of slurry. We've got to do something about that. But the problem with slurry and manure, yeah, value 25,000 for 802,000 litres, and we can only process 50,000 at a time. So that's kind of an issue. I don't understand why it says I've got 240,000 litres of soybeans. I guess we'll walk over here. Stick our head in the silo. Oh, it's not at this silo, it's at the other silo. Okay, that's fine. Right, anyway, contracts. So sadly, I am going to be doing silage contracts today, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is contracts tend to be a little quicker than all of the rest of them. That one wants to be silage. That one wants to be silage. This one definitely we're going to take. I'm going to do this one last. That's tedding. Oh, that's silage. Oh, see, there are so many. I could have done that one. There's a couple of fertilisation contracts, but we're using the Fent on the baler, so not happening. I guess we can follow the baler out. No. Okay, now this is full of hay, which, no, it's full of conditioned grass, isn't it? So the only thing I'm using this one for is silage. Now, we need to figure out, no, where all these fields are. So we got this one here, that's going to pay us a ton. 42 is now available, and possibly some down here, 3 down there, and possibly 1 over here, 1 over there. If we start off with 106, we'll come back, do these 3, and then we'll nip through the middle, do 42, and then 52, 3 last. And I've got a reason for doing it that way. I want to do the furthest contracts first. They're all doing, or they're all delivering to the same place. So once we start collecting the bales and dropping them off, we will complete contracts. And the good thing about completing contracts is we are going to end up with collected bale or uncollected bales closest to our farm. I want silage bales closest to our farm. I'm going to have to buy some maize silage. No two ways around that. So I'm pretty sure I've got more than enough cash to buy an absolute ton of maize silage. And then I'm going to be mixing the maize silage with the spare silage and feeding it to the cows. And hopefully that will give the cows enough food to last until August. At least June, July. Because if we can get to July, we're then mowing our field. And I seem to have misplaced this guy. Okay. Don't know what happened there. Other button to zoom in. So that's the general plan for today, and hopefully there's enough time to do it all. There should be. Like I said, it really doesn't take long to contract up silage because I can do it in one pass. We'll just end up with a ton of bales on the field, and then we go back and pick them all up. So, yes, surprise. I've been so run ragged the last couple of weeks that I didn't actually realise today was a non-working day. So, not having to work today, we can stream this morning. And is that a vehicle behind the baler? No, that is. Nobody's actually come up behind us. So, yay. Let's get moving, shall we? So, of course, the first field we're doing, and I'll collect them in the same sequence that I cut them. We'll be using the Anderson bale trailer to pick everything up as usual. And it, as I said, it doesn't seem to bug out when I'm collecting bales for delivery places. So when I want to store them on the farm, it's a problem. So one of the things I was thinking, I could replace one of my sheds with a bale storage facility, which I think if I tip bales into it, they'll immediately get stored, which means they won't have a chance to glitch out as they're unloaded from a bale trailer. So we might try that when we've completed all the contracts except 56. And see where that goes. Which would also mean I can still ship maize silage from the store on the Anderson, and I'm not actually trying to store bales in stacks at any point on the farm. So that might be the way we're going, but we'll see about that in a minute. Not this one. There should be a gap right after this field. I appear to have lost the John Deere again. Hi, what's the problem? The problem is I've got you set to 10 miles an hour. Actually, I should probably leave it at 10 miles an hour because when we start doing the baling, it is going to be... I'm going to need to limit the top speed so that it doesn't outrun the baler. So... should have followed this thing. Ah, well. Not sure how long the stream is going to be today, but for people who typically watch the episodes on YouTube, hey, bonus episodes end of this week. I think I did enough to drop episodes until Wednesday, so you'll get episodes on Thursday and Friday, and possibly Saturday, and possibly Sunday, which means catch up for this Saturday's stream is not going to drop on YouTube until probably next week Monday, but it depends how long Mrs. Osa and Teenage Osa sleep in for. I did hear Mrs. Osa's alarm go off about 8:30, but she hasn't made a move, and I don't think she's planning to go anywhere today. Today is going to be typical Memorial Day food, so burgers and hot dogs and that type of thing. So yes, happy Memorial Day to everybody. And I know a lot of people tend to thank service members for their service on days like today. But the thing is, Memorial Day is remembering those who never made it back. So it's kind of difficult to thank those members of the armed forces for their service because they gave their lives in their service. Come on, fold down. Thank you. But to all of the alive active members of the armed forces and former members, we can thank them today, although this day isn't specifically for them. Fold that down, fold that down. Let's go get the Fent. And I guess I can start unfolding that. But yes, not a lot of variations of plans today. Lower the thing, drop the thing, jump, no, jump. Where's the jump button? That's the jump button. Did I put that on follow or not? That is now following. Okay, I need to make sure that we have the conditioner is on. Swathing mode is selected. I can turn that screen off. We'll start that up. And we'll start that up. And we'll engage the drivey thing, and there we go. Grass is happening. So as per usual, once around the field, and because I'm driving the mower, we are going to grab grass from outside the normal cuttable area where we can. And I forgot completely, we need to keep the speed down for the dude behind us. I have no idea how fast that baler runs, so we'll see how that works out. Now, we are going to miss bits in the corners. That's not too much of a problem. Once the entire field is mowed and wrapped, we come back to the corners, tidy up the bits, and then manually run the baler around to pick up the swaths that we haven't got yet. Not a big deal. Now, once I've done the full loop, we'll do 2 rows at one end, and then come back down the field, do 2 rows at the other end, and that should set us up. Might need to jump out of the tractor and move some bales if they're in the wrong place. I have taken the tea bag out of the strong tea, so yes, as I said, a little bit of a late start. I didn't realise it was a holiday, so I actually started out, oh, I'm late for work, or I'm barely going to make it to work on time type of thing. Logged into work. Today is a holiday. Okay, guess I'm not doing that. So I had breakfast and had a small breakfast. And then I had to brew a cup of tea, and by this time it's like 8:30, so a little bit of a late on the traditional side start, but it's not too bad. Baylor is keeping up. And GPS back on. I mean, we're not getting too far ahead. Looks like we're getting a good yield on this one. So not too unhappy about that. Obviously the first bale, the baler was almost full. So yeah, we're going to be using the, what's it called? I can't think it's the traditional mix, but it's sort of the realistic food mix. With Maize Plus, there are about, I want to say 4 mixes. There's the game mix, which is the whole crop silage, because that's considered base game silage with Maize Plus. There's hay, straw and mineral feed. By the normal mixing rules, that is what Maize Plus accepts as a normal silage mix. It's what the robot accepts as a normal silage mix. There's then the realistic mix, which uses predominantly maize silage, grass silage, and a whole load of other things. Sugar beet, cut sugar beet, just things. So that's the one we're working on. And then outside of that, come on, there we go. There is beef cattle, young cattle, and dairy cattle. I'm not going into those. They use a lot of exotic things as well, like alfalfa silage and carrots and sugar beets and stuff like that. Since our farm is not growing that sort of thing at this time, I'm not really looking for using that up. Wasn't the greatest. I can line up here because we beat the Fent. We beat the Fent, thank you. So I'll cut back down here. Obviously a little bit of a cut in here so that we avoided that bale, and yeah. If the bale hadn't been there, I'd have gone straight to the corner. But this is fine. I need to keep an eye on that baler. That baler looks like it's catching up to us. Except the transfers. I don't know. But yeah, having the baler keep up with us is the only slow part of this this task. Okay, we'll speed up here. Just so we can make that turn. And cut through here. Because I want to remain a little bit ahead of the fence so that we can make the turns when we have to. Ooh. try and make sure that we do get the entire width here. So I don't want to leave too much behind if I can avoid it. We're going to avoid that bit again. Going to line. No, that was actually wrong because I want to go back the way we've come. Okay, that's good. Now I think some of the fields we need to do are, again, preset cattle or sheep fields. So we are going to, for those I will probably cut and manually bale all of them. GPS is on, and GPS is on, and cruise control is on. Okay, so back to the hands-off thing, and, well, not quite. I still have to turn around at the end of the field. But, yeah, so silage baling. Now, I did notice something. So Tom Pemberton has been using Ollie Blog's JCB for cutting his silage this month. So he had all of his tractors working. One was tedding, the JCB was cutting, sometimes with the front mower that Ollie Blogs gave him or loaned him. And that was that. And that's all I knew at Sunday night. Well, on Sunday evening, just before I went to bed, and I haven't watched it, there's a video by Ollie Blogs that turned up on my YouTube feed that said, what did Tom Pemberton do to the JCB? So, he might have done something bad to it. He might not. That might just be a clickbaity title. But, yeah, that's going to be something interesting to